Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So we have an election day tomorrow. It's the first big election night since 2024, since Donald Trump's comeback victory. And we're going to be going live, covering it all as it's going down, breaking down the results as we usually do on big election nights, but also before elections, we typically drop our predictions. This video is going to consist of the final analysis and predictions for 2025. What's going to happen? And it feels like every time we do a video from like an off-year election and we drop our predictions, and even if we predict Democrats win certain races that they win, it feels like the comment section gets flooded with people that didn't watch the video from the left claiming I got it wrong when I actually got like everything right, because that's exactly what they did in 2023. So we're going to see if they do that this time. Hopefully on some of these races, I'm wrong and underestimating the Republicans. But we're going to try to break it down fairly, break down the results the way they probably are going to go, and also get out and vote. It doesn't matter where you really live. There's probably an election going on, but especially if you are in New Jersey, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Texas, California, New York City, you need to get out and vote, because there's something on the ballot, especially in those places, that is going to be crucial, that needs to be watched. And we'll be breaking down all the results tomorrow night, starting at, I believe, 7 o'clock when the polls end up closing in the state of Virginia Eastern time. So we're going to dive into this, but really quickly have to tell you guys about my friends over at Allegiance Gold. While the media is obsessing about Trump's tariff, something big is brewing and nobody's talking about it except right here. Because under new Basel III international banking rules, gold has officially been reclassified as a Tier 1 asset, placing it on the same level as cash and U.S. Treasuries. Translation, gold is money again. Just in the first quarter, thousands of tons of gold were quietly moved back to the U.S. from Europe. Meanwhile, central banks around the globe are stockpiling gold at record levels. That's not a coincidence, it's a signal. So if the world's most powerful financial institutions are hoarding gold, why aren't you? Don't wait. Call Allegiance Gold, the trusted experts that I've partnered with that have the highest ratings and accolades. They'll help you secure real physical gold and silver delivered straight to your home or placed securely inside your IRA or 401k. Go to allegiancegold.com/redeagle or call 844-790-9191. That's 844-790-9191 and mention Red Eagle. You could be eligible to receive up to $5,000 in free metals, but only if you act now, because gold is freedom, gold is sovereignty, and as of now, gold is officially money. That's allegiancegold.com/redeagle or call 844-790-9191 today. All right, everybody, back to the video. We're going to start off with New Jersey. Not a lot of new polling since our last video, but Mikey Sherrill's lead, it has been cut significantly. She was leading in August by 9 points. Jack really narrowed that margin. She was already polling, 46, 47%. She's kind of stabilized around 48, 49. That's not entirely ideal for her, because it is true that polls in New Jersey typically underestimate the Republican to the point where like almost all the undecideds typically go in the Republicans' direction. And that's not good for Mikey Sherrill. Again, this is a state that Kamala Harris won by 6 points. It's a state Joe Biden, 4 years before that, won by 17 points. This is not a state that's really like a swing state, at least not yet. It definitely is heading in that direction, could be on the table in 2028, depending on what happens, depending on the national environment. But Democrats should be winning this race by like double digits, given the fact that you have a Republican president in the White House, and they claim he's more unpopular than he actually is. And the fact that it's still kind of a toss-up, maybe you could say lean D, is not really the best sign for Democrats. They should be trying to like outrun Kamala Harris in this race, and we're not seeing it. We're not really seeing it in the polling data. And the early vote data is a mixed bag for sure, but it's not looking like Jack is DOA. It's true, the Democrats have an advantage when it comes down to the early voting that's expected. They have a total advantage overall of 240,000 voters or so. And that is something that Jack is going to have to overcome on election day. But again, we don't know how the independents are breaking. I would have to wager that Republicans, Democrats, and independents by registration are all breaking higher for Jack than Donald Trump in terms of a percentage of the vote that Jack is getting. So we'll see what happens. Mikey Sherrill, she's got all these scandals, all these skeletons. She lost a lot of momentum, but did Jack do enough? Is he going to get enough voters out? That's the real question. I believe that this race is still a Democrat edge in terms of who really is leading it. But would it surprise me if Jack came out there and won it? It really wouldn't. I mean, you look at 2021, Phil Murphy, he only won by, 3 points, not even, and he was up in the polls by 8. But there were some polls that were relatively accurate. If Jack was leading a single poll, I would feel a little bit more confident. I don't think polls like Fox News may age well, where she's at 52, he's at 45. Turnout would have to be piss poor tomorrow for that to happen. Still wouldn't be the best result for a Democrat, but I'd say, the window of confidence is like a narrow Jack victory to like a Sherrill +4, Sherrill +5, probably somewhere in between there. And it's, a little bit disappointing, but the fact is Jack left it all on the field and he has a chance to win. I'm not saying he doesn't. So get out and vote and get everybody else out to vote for Jack in New Jersey tomorrow. And now we got to talk about Virginia. Now, I always defer to Christian Hines, who's a great analyst. He nailed Virginia so many times, 2021, 2020, 2024. And now he has his model for 2025. It's only getting better. It's usually within 1% accuracy. And he has Winsome Sears trailing by roughly 8%. Now, again, it depends on what happens with turnout for sure, because if you look at the early vote data in both New Jersey and Virginia, it's not really meaningfully to the left of the electorate in 2024 whatsoever. Even when it comes down to looking at who the lower propensity voters are that are getting out, it's not like you're seeing this massive Democrat overperformance that we've seen in a lot of these special elections. That being said, as much as I detest Abigail Spanberger, she is a sociopath. She has these CIA connections, and that's something that benefits her. She's got a lot of donor money. And Winsome Sears has not really ran the best campaign. The messaging has been spotty. She's had a lot of missed opportunities. She could have easily won the debate, but she decided to interrupt her opponent when her opponent was making a mistake. It was a major distraction, didn't really make her look good. And that's not really something that is going to bode too well for her. Now, I encourage everybody, get out and vote in Virginia, because there's other races in Virginia, the lieutenant governor's race, even though the Republican has some scandals. They're more like funny scandals than the whole Jay Jones stuff. But that race might be getting closer. And then the attorney general's race is another one. But in terms of Virginia's gubernatorial race, the polls are a little bit all over the place, but you do have some polls that are showing Spanberger winning by double digits because there's a big Democrat spending push down the stretch, and it's apparently working. I don't think that Spanberger is going to win by double digits from what I see in the early vote data. I defer to the Christian Hines model on that front, but still, it's not really looking like Republicans are going to have a snowball's chance in hell at winning the Virginia gubernatorial race. But the attorney general's race is a different story, where Jason Miyares has taken a big lead ever since it turned out that Jay Jones wants to kill the little children of people that were his colleagues that he disagrees with, and he did not even really meaningfully apologize for it. And no Democrat really did anything but stand by him. And you kind of see that, and that's just how they are. That's how they operate. And because of that, there's a chance that he might edge out a victory. I think Miyares is going to win, but I think it depends at the top of the ticket. If Spanberger ends up winning by, roughly 11 or 12, then Jones does have a serious shot to win, which is scary, which I tell people, get out and vote. You need to tell people why this is an important race, because people vote Democrat at the top of the ticket. Some of them vote Democrat down the ticket. We need people voting to combat that. I don't think everybody voting for Jones knows the lore behind him. They don't know the scandal, but too many of these people do. And these are like your friends, your neighbors, the people you pass by on the way to the grocery store, Virginia. Like, this is what you're dealing with. I mean, you have places that are going to vote overwhelmingly for this bloodthirsty lunatic who also said that he wants police officers, allegedly has said he wants police officers to die to get social change. And now he's heading the Justice Department. He should head the mental asylum instead. It's insane that this guy is even getting any backing, getting any support. He's sharing a stage with Spanberger, still sharing a stage with Obama. The whole thing is disgusting in Virginia, but it's just how the Democrats tend to operate. And he has a shot, but I don't think that he's necessarily going to end up winning. I think it just depends on the spread. So we'll have to see what happens. But New Jersey, I mean, this is going to be a tight race. You got to look and see. You got to make the red circles bigger, the blue circles smaller. But I'll officially get to the final numbers, and we'll rationalize these for the final predictions here. Because New Jersey, I think Cheryl, like I said, I think she's favored. I don't think she's guaranteed to win. I think Jack has like a 30 to 40% chance at winning. It depends if he can get enough voters to turn out on election day. And if he does, he very well is going to win. It also depends on which independents are showing up in the early vote. If they lean a little bit right, good news for Jack. If they don't, maybe not so good news for Jack. Also, Spanberger, I think she'll win. I don't think it's going to be by double digits, but she'll win by 8.5. The lieutenant governor's race, I think that's going to be closer. The Virginia attorney general's race, I think you will see Miyares end up winning unless Spanberger wins by double digits, which then Jay Jones, the evil lunatic, might end up winning off a technicality. I think in New York City, Zohran Mamdani is going to win. Will he get 50% of the vote? I don't know. I assume he's going to be somewhere close to that. And then you will see Cuomo trail, and then Sliwa will come in third. On Prop 50, I think that it's going to pass. California is going to get new maps, sadly, and Pennsylvania Supreme Court is probably going to go in Democrat hands. So, is this dooming? I hope so. I hope Republicans outperform, but that's the way I see it right now. Things, I mean, could change depending on turnout tomorrow, and we'll be live streaming the results regardless, but this is about in line with what we've been saying for the longest time. And Democrats are going to look at this. If this happens, then they'll go, blue wave. And it's like, no, you don't understand this. You're underperforming Kamala Harris in 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 of these races. The only one that you're overperforming her in is the race where you're outspending the weak Republican candidate like 10 to 1. Like, that's the only race that you're actually outperforming Kamala. And if this comes true, which, it's possible that this overestimates Republicans, but regardless, I don't think there's a single result from tomorrow night that's going to make me say 2026 is going to be a blue wave. And on the flip side, even if Jack wins, I don't think it's really determinative for 26. I mean, Youngkin won. 2022 was not some massive red wave. But we'll have to see what happens. We'll be live breaking down the results tomorrow. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.